Hello, I thought I'll pop in and share a little bit of my journaling with you today. I did a new moon meetup session this morning, and so that recording is going up later into my Moon Maidens group. And I started this page after a guided meditation. I usually do guided meditations, guided journeys during these sessions. And so I started this page with a tree and a portal because we are in the new moon 111, 1st of 11, 1st of November portal. And so this is a special time and a special vibration. And I usually my art journals are like illustrations to what's going on inside of me, what's going on in my thoughts, what I'm thinking about, what I'm feeling, what I'm picking up, what I'm channeling. And so these kind of things come into this journal. So I will pop down to the journal to the table. And so you don't need to see me all the time, right? You don't always need to see me. So I'll guide you through what I have here. So you've got my table now. Cool. Okay. Distractions away. Distractions away. I just have my mouse here. Okay. What do we see on my table? I have a watercolor palette that a dear friend of mine made for me, and I'm truly, truly grateful for this. She did this in a ceramic, like she fired this. She made this. It's like, it's stable. It's really stable and it's beautiful. I love it. But I've cleaned it. I've just recently cleaned it. So it's ready for a new project. This one is a malachite Kuretake watercolor that I purchased separately. I actually purchased two. I never had this color before, and I think it is really gorgeous. It's too big for those slots, so it just sits there. This is one of my gouache logs, and I actually started using this one for my page this morning. Then, of course, I have my trusted old golden fluid iridescent gold fine. That's my gold of choice in a way. So whenever I use gold, this is what I use. It's the golden fluid acrylics iridescent gold fine. Okay, and then I've got another log there, got some tissue, always some tissue, some coffee extract. This is my little pot of coffee extract. I make instant coffee really, really strong, and I use that a lot in my journals always. Okay, so my journal, I've called this my November journal. So this journal looks a little bit haphazardly, like different from others. The reason being that I was trying to make a waterfall journal, which basically is where you've got a base that pulls up. When you pull, it opens, it opens your other pages, see? And then when you push it back, it folds back into itself. Okay? And so you can make that, you can slide it whichever way. You can have it vertical. You can actually put it in a journal, maybe on a page. Because what you need is you need a base. You need a base with a strap that holds the thing of your tab. Then there's this whole folding construction. So like this. And I had made this because I made a prototype to see how it worked. And I was so happy that I found out how it worked, the construction piece. Then I thought, oh, I'll make a big one, of course. I make a big one straight away. And I did it all, and I think I followed the steps correctly. It's just that the material that I used, the pages that I used, are too flimsy. So this one then was stuck to the strap. Then I could pull this. I could start pulling this, and if you see, it will pull open. See, it will pull open, but in clusters, and not as beautiful as the other one. And then it needs a lot of help. See, these pages just flip. And then to go back, it basically does not want to flip back. I have to help it close. So that didn't work. And so what I did was I just ripped it out again. And I'm going to use this one for another second attempt. In the meantime, I have a journal. I'm just going to use this as a journal with stepped out pages like this, and it has a very random selection of pages. So I started with what is that, a manila folder, and I've added this for the tab, so I've got that coming forwards. I hadn't decided what I was going to do with it yet, so I've just got this little flap, and I wrote November on it yesterday when it was the 1st of November here in New Zealand. So manila folder, and then a random selection of all kinds. So I've got like beautiful paper from an old book. I've got some vellum. I've got some, that's that paper again, you know, that was like the inside of a book cover. Then I've got some coffee stained and stamped stuff that I had lying around. Just a random piece of paper, some packing paper from an old music score book. And it says a collection of songs. I thought that was cool. And it has then a few, you know, it's sort of vintage. I've got some other under paper that I had at some point stained with watercolor, and it dried and it ripped, and I kept it because it's just really delicious. Then some thinner wrapping paper, and I think that is one of the reasons why I didn't want to fold over. Something from a sketchbook with half a drawing. I love her face. She isn't finished, so I just added that into this. Some cardstock. Here, this is from the first page actually in that book, and it says here, given to me by Mrs. Murphy from Flatbush while we were on the farm at East Tamaki. It's so gorgeous. It's, you know, and it has stains. It has aged stains, little tab. And then see, because here's the whole construction thing. So I've got space. I've got more space to put more pages here, and I will, because this is the end of my book. This is that whole folded construction that I had, but I'm just going to add more pages there. So for now, I'm just going to start or continue with my tree. And so I like to use vellum sometimes because you can overlay something and add some little drawings that could be part of this. Now they're here, now they aren't, you know, it's like that. So I just started with the tree, and at this point I am going to use a little bit of my coffee stain. So I always find it handy to have pots of coffee stain. I have many. I usually have a selection of old jars that I fill with coffee stain. And so my coffee stain is instant coffee, like I buy the cheapest one from the shops. And then it's like, you cannot drink it. You cannot drink this. It's horrible to drink, but it's great to make stains. And why trees? Why did I feel trees? I felt, so we're going to have, like, today is the new moon in Scorpio, and Scorpio goes deep. So when I think about going deep, going down, going deep into shadows, into deeper layers, then I think about root systems that go down, down, down. And the full moon is going to be full moon in Taurus, which is an earth sign. So also that connection with earth. I don't know, a lot of the times I know some things and I feel things, and I allow that to combine. I have given in, if you will. I have given in. I don't always need to understand why I do things. I follow my intuition a lot more easily than I did previously. So that's forever growing and changing, and that's also organic, you know. I know that if I tell myself that I need to, so here's the thing. When I was little or younger in school, I was always told that I was such a dreamer and that I should come back to earth. You know, just keep your feet on the ground, Joyce. Keep your feet on the ground. Be realistic. Come back to down to earth. Come off your cloud. Or you know, all that dreaming isn't, you know, doesn't take you anywhere. So here's the thing. So I've been always told that by teachers, father. But then when I do that, when I listen, when I try to be the good girl, it feels uncomfortable with myself. Eventually, I come to a point like I can do it for a while, and it is sort of, you know, I can follow the rules and or the expectations and all that, and then after a while, I start to feel in conflict with my inner self. There starts to this little battle inside starts to happen, and I feel like there is more to just me that is rebelling. It is a bigger calling. It's always been like that. So then if I then follow that, then oftentimes I used to go overboard and become very, very rebellious and unconforming. Is that a word? All that, right? So now I've stopped wanting to know exactly why I feel things the way I feel, or I pick up, or I channel. I think I channel energies, and that was a thing. Like, it never really used to be accepted. That's too woo-woo, too strange, too crazy. You know, again, come back to earth, be normal. You know, that's already crazy enough. But I feel better, personally, I feel better when I allow unseen energies to walk with me, you know, to walk with me, to be there for me. I believe in those things. It's my, I don't know, my church, you know, it's my life, it's my church, it's my way. What do I believe? A belief is something that you take for truth without having real proof, and that's okay. You know, there are many different things that you can believe in, and I choose to believe that the messages that I receive are valid, are important, are have something to say and have something to show me. And with that, I receive answers and clarity and understanding of other things that I can then share with other people, you know, and that can actually then help. I know this then helps others. So that's beautiful, right? That's only beautiful. So, okay, a little bit of a background here. But those are the things that go through my mind as I create in my journal. That's why I also love journals so much, because they give you space, they give you that opportunity, that freedom to let your mind just wander and find answers, find clarity, find solutions for things that may trouble your mind, things that you may be worrying about, you know. And if you can only allow yourself that space to start creating, because it's so easy to get overwhelmed in everything that is going on, things that you have no control over, really, and allow them to stall you or to stop you in your expression. And while you're expressing, you find clarity, you find your answers, you find your truth. So by allowing the wider world to intrude on your inner space, you withhold yourself from finding answers for yourself. That is why journaling is so beautiful. Once I start, I just keep going and I forget about time, I forget about everything else. And that is what you want to, that's the bandwagon you wanna hop onto, I think, rather than the distractions, the overwhelm, the thing that makes you only more confused and more worried. See, I just like to just play little by little. I build up the layers. I can use watercolors. I can use my gouache. I can use my coffee. Those are my go-tos. I love that. And a little bit of gold. So you see that there's a portal there. And obviously I made the portal gold because it's a shining portal. This is the 111 portal. This is the 111 portal. This is a magical portal. It's going to pull, or it is already, it has started to pull many souls forward, and so this is a transformational, powerful, it's very powerful portal, this one. So it's the start, it's the threshold to a new era, to a new way. So if you're willing to allow that to be true for you, then you can take the benefit from it, So I'm playing with a little bit of color. I'm not a hyper-realistic artist. I'm more of an illustrative. I illustrate my thoughts and my feelings and it's a fairy tale, I guess. Life is a fairy tale. Like you see life as a story or a game. So we can leap through this portal into something lighter, something better, something more, just imagine going through this portal and what would you see? I can allow my mind to just daydream and play with possibilities and solutions and things like that. And what if I ask myself, what if it would be like this? Then what would happen? Or then what would life look like? Or then what could be possible? Or then, what if and then? What if and then? That's a beautiful way to spend your time rather than soaking up all the drama of things that are not really dreamlike and that you really have no control over. So everything always starts with you, with yourself, with your own, So I talk a lot with others, and what has come up lately is like the feeling of being waiting for what? Waiting for something big to occur, something different to happen. Now you can, there's a wise saying like if you expect new things from doing the same thing, it's like you need to do something different to expect something different to happen, the outcome to be different. So your input needs to be slightly different to get a different outcome. So it's all up to you. It's always all up to you. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. And then my journals will also include writing. I always do some writing. So, and see, now this one has ripped. So I'm going to just add a little bit of tape there. That's okay. I've got some tape here as well. So I may need to do a little restoration here to get that to stay. That's because the paper is so old and fragile. This paper is pretty old and fragile. So beautiful, beautiful flowers. This is a stamp that I put at some point. Yeah. Creativity takes courage. Yeah. That's Matisse said that. Creativity takes courage. There are lots of very, very wise quotes and sayings if you look out for them. And those are things that I like to include in my journals. I take one of those quotes or sayings or pieces of wisdom. Sometimes they're my own. Sometimes they're set by somebody else. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? If you see something that works, that is speaking to you, then you can put that in your journal. Your journal is personal. It's only for you. It's fine. You can use other people's sayings. It's fine. You don't have to ask permission. You have my permission slip to create. Just create. Create so that it warms your heart, that it fills your soul with good thoughts, with good intentions, with... And I'm also mixing the brown of the gouache with the brown of the coffee stain, and then green and blue. So I usually limit my palette. I don't go like total rainbow. I usually limit my palette to, depending on what paints I use also, but like if I use acrylic paint or oil paint, I will always have white. There will always be a white. But in watercolor and gouache, I don't use a lot of white myself. I don't believe in white watercolor, actually, to be honest, but hey, that's another story. So I also don't use a lot of black, but I do mix the other colors, and I usually limit myself. It's a little bit of a game also. Like, it's nice to just see how you can push yourself, where you can push the work with just a limited palette, and then just different shades, different mixes, different variations of those colors together. So I've got and I'm very limited in these ones as well. Like, this green is the only green I have, but then I've got yellow and blue. I could make different greens. But this one I use the green, the lighter blue, and the brown. That's about it. Yeah. And then some coffee stain and a little bit of gold. So yeah, that's what's on my table today. I hope it inspires you a little bit, and will give you a reason to also start creating today. Make the most of this beautiful new moon portal. I did do a beautiful guided journey in the moon meeting this morning. So if you're keen to have that, to listen to that, send me a message, leave me your email, and then I'll make sure that you'll get that. I'm in this mood that I like to give. Like I have my journal journey available with a lovely juicy coupon at the moment, so that's on a special offer, just because. And as I am talking about this, and I'm just suddenly thinking, like, maybe if you want to have that meditation guided journey, and it's not necessarily only for this new moon, you can use this on any day. My guided journeys are usually to open doors to inspiration and acceptance. So yeah, let me know, send me your email, and I will make sure that you'll get it. Okay? See you next time. Bye.